Love and care seem to be the key, but will they be received? Stick around to find out with today's musical message. Yes, guys, I'm back. I'm back with another musical message. And today's one is another one that I wasn't really familiar with. So I was quite surprised when it stuck out to me on the radio the other week. So I added it to my list of songs that might have messages for people. So I'm finally getting round to that song for today. So today's song is Message of Love by the Pretenders. And as I said before, I'm not really much of a Pretenders fan, if I'm honest. So I wasn't really very familiar with the song, so I had to get the lyrics up to have a quick mooch through to see if there was anything that stood out. And I think there's a couple, so at least 2 or 3 messages in with it, I think. So they might be for some of you. So yeah, today's song is Message of Love by the Pretenders. And the first thing that stood out to me with this one was now the reason we're here as man and woman is to love each other, take care of each other. So I think there might be some of you who might be feeling maybe not necessarily neglected, but perhaps there might be some of you who are feeling like things might be maybe a little out of balance. Maybe one person is giving more than they're receiving, and they might be starting to feel, well, maybe a little deflated, and it's starting to make them feel a little down and feel like they're doing all the work, putting all the effort in. So with the song being like message of love as well, then perhaps some of you might need to talk with your significant others or whoever you're in a connection with, and perhaps express how you're feeling or how this is making you feel, and then you can both get on the same page maybe. Or if you can't come to some sort of resolution, then onwards and upwards, I suppose. So Bridget Bardot's mentioned, so maybe that might be important to someone, or a little sign or synchronicity for someone. Bridget Bardot. The other thing that stood out to me was, now look at the people in the streets and the bars. We are all of us in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. So that to me says that sometimes, well, I think with some of you, sometimes people forget that even though we look different, we're still all the same. At the end of the day, we're all human. At the end of the day, and well, some of us are better. Well, not that's probably not the right word to use, but some of us, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the proper word that I'm trying to find. But it's not that some people are better than other people. It's like some of us are better at handling certain things better than other people. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the proper word for it. But yeah, some people struggle less than others, and not because they are better. It's just perhaps the experiences that they've gone through give them a bit more wisdom and knowledge because they have that experience of going through the thing. So try not to look down on others, especially those who are trying to help you, perhaps with that wisdom and experience. And I suppose we're all guilty sometimes as well of having that envy or jealousy of people who have got a bit more than what you've got. But you forget about that middle bit where they've worked hard and probably gone through stuff that you don't know about to get to where they are as well. That's a bit of a strange one, but it's for someone out there. And then there was a look round the room. Life is unkind. We fall, but we keep getting up over and over and over and over and over. So yeah, some of you might be feeling like life's just a bit of a bitch right now. So perhaps some of you feel like it's a never-ending cycle of chaos and confusion, and just like one bad thing after the next, and life's unfair, life's shit. When is things gonna get any better? And sometimes things will level themselves out. As they say, like, things go through cycles. So if you're going through a cycle of something bad, then once the wheel starts turning, then a cycle of blessings will start. But if this is anything to go by, take it as a sign that just because you've fallen doesn't mean you have to stay down there. And when life kicks you in the bollocks, as they say, regardless of if you've got any or not. But yeah, when life gives you a kick in the balls, don't give in. Get back up again and keep reaching for the stars, or your goals, or your dreams, or whatever it is that you want out of life. And don't let life hold you back. You make your own life at the end of the day. And just because one thing doesn't work out doesn't mean that you have to give up. Perhaps something better is in the pipeline, or perhaps that wasn't the way to get to the thing that you want. Just because one plan's failed doesn't mean the next one won't work. So if something hasn't worked out but you still want to go for it, try looking at things from a different angle or a different perspective, or try a different approach or a different avenue. Maybe you're not meant to get to that place on your own. So some of you might still be able to get your own goal, but it could be that you're meant to partner up with somebody else, and not necessarily in like a romantic way. It could be that you're meant to have a business partner or someone else to collaborate with, or something along those sorts of lines. So yeah, that might be a message for someone. But obviously there is a romantic tinge in with this as well. So perhaps for the ones where it is linked to romance, then perhaps this other person's got blue eyes. And you got like the say, I love you, I love you, I love you, talk to me, darling. So some of you, it might actually be to do with the message of love. Perhaps some of you are waiting to hear those words from someone, or perhaps you're waiting on a declaration of love, or someone to message you to tell you how they really feel. That some of you might already know or suspect something, or you might have an inkling or something like that. But until you actually hear it from this person and get like the actual clarity, it might be what's needed in order for things to move forward, perhaps. So for some of you, you might be getting a message soon of love. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But I think that's the main messages in with that one. But I mean, the pretenders could be relevant to some people as well. I know there are some people out there that do actually like pretenders. But that's pretty much what's in with that one. As usual, I wasn't sure what text to use, but as it was a message of love, I thought I'd go with the clarifying life situations and the Mystic Red Rose Oracle. So there might be two card pulls in, but we'll go with the clarifying life situations deck first to see if anything wants to pop out that one, and then we'll hit the other deck after. That one is poking out more, so I think I'm going to go with that one. Take it as it's stuck out, because these ones have got messages at the top and the bottom. So your clarifying life situations card is Veil of Illusion. Ooh. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. So, where does that fit in with the message of love? So, perhaps for the ones who are waiting for a message to come through, perhaps you're waiting for someone to lift the veil for you so you can get that clarity. Because at the moment, without knowing for certain, it's just all, well, it could all just be an illusion. Some people might just think that they've made it all up in the head and that they're living in like a fantasy land or something, and nothing really seems very real until you actually hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and they just want the truth. Perhaps some people are waiting for the truth. Either way, it's like either they want to hear the truth so that they can find out for sure, and then others, they're waiting to hear the truth so that they can move on from something. So we'll hold on to that one, and then we'll see what wants to come out with the Mystic Red Rose, see if there's anything else to add to that, or if that doesn't make sense, then maybe this one that's popping out will make a bit more sense. So the Mystic Red Rose one is the coffee cup. Ooh. And this one's to do with meeting and talking, savouring the moment, feeling elevated, and building a friendship. So perhaps for some, there is going to be a talk soon, and you are going to be receiving a message, and it's going to be a message of wanting to meet up, perhaps to go and get a coffee. But if it's not to do with that, then it's just going to be a general meet up, just to talk things out on a friendly basis. And then for others, it could be talks of possibly building a friendship first and then seeing where it goes from there. Because they say, don't they, that most of the best relationships are built on a foundation of getting to know each other as friends first, and really sort of getting to know each other before deciding if you want to take it to another level or pursue things more. And then especially with like the veil of illusion, for some of you it definitely seems like there needs to be some sort of communication, or there needs to be better communication in order for things to move forward. Because some people, what am I trying to say? It's like some people just assume that other people will understand, like, between the lines, or little hints or little clues and stuff like that, and you just assume that the other person's gonna know what you're trying to say or what you're trying to get at. But not everyone's a mind reader, for starters. And some people can be a little bit slow sometimes and not catch on to things, or overthink, or think one thing and then make up a whole little other thing which might not even be real, or they might get the wrong end of the stick and then think that because they've not said nothing, that there's no interest, and then think, oh well, fuck. Oh shit, that's gone tits up. So I think real communication, meeting and talking, not necessarily over a cup of coffee. You could just go for a walk somewhere or something like that. But it does sound like there needs to be some sort of talk so that everyone can get on the right page and everyone knows what's really going on and how everyone really feels. So people might be struggling to get the words out and not know what to say, maybe. But if they can find the strength and the courage to do so, then I think talking is definitely the best way to go. And you might not necessarily get a message of love, but love could end up growing from that conversation, and that conversation could be the thing that gets the ball rolling, or the spark that sort of lights things up and gets things going. So I think I'm going to leave that there, guys. But I hope those help. And as they used to say on the advert, I think it was the BT advert, when it's good to talk. Or I think it was that advert, otherwise I'm going to look like a bit of a tit. But yeah, it's good to talk, and people need to talk more instead of just assuming things or trying to predict things, rather than just asking in the first place. So I hope that helps, guys. And obviously take what resonates. If nothing resonates, then this one might not be for you. But you'll know if it is. Then good luck.